Mother speaks. I am Great Mother, Holy Spirit, Yin, Divine Mother, Cosmic Womb, Deep Space, the Moon, Dark Matter, the Void, the Black Hole, Atar, Isis, Diana, Mali.
Okay, Aquarius Moon sign people, it looks like here we have for you new moon energy that is all around really embracing yourself, really accepting who you are in the deepest sense, who you really are, that part of you that you know well, but others may not know as well as you do, because what we have here is Rhiannon. And Rhiannon is about self-doubt. This is in the position of your shadow, the battle, maybe struggle, the flaw that you see in yourself. And Rhiannon is really trying to get us to look at who are we putting our trust in? What are we putting our trust in and why? So with second chakra energy, we see that this is Jupiterian energy. It's very abundant. It's very wise. In these sidereal, it rules Sagittarius and Pisces, which are the signs of higher insight. And so with first quarter moon energy, it's about the challenge of using that higher insight to face a challenge, to make a decision, and to go forward. And so there's something about the higher wisdom in you. There's a higher knowing in you. There is a wisdom in you that you either don't want to see or others are not seeing at this time. And that is because either it's too much of a challenge for them. Say, for example, your mother. Say, for example, you are a mother. And there are some things that are coming to fruition, that are coming to the fore about your children or your child that you don't want to see. There's some self-doubt around this. And it has to do with embracing that shadow. So what's bringing all of this up is the need to own your beauty. There's a need at this particular time for you to actually say, hey, this quality in me that I'm not acknowledging, that I'm not seeing for what it is really something that I not only need right now, but I need to show the world. I need to show my mother. I need to show my daughter, my son. I need to show my family. But I'm riddled with this doubt. However, Nefertiti, the throat chakra, says, hey, be thankful that you have this quality. It is your saving grace. This is absolutely your saving grace. But what you want right now is just to mother yourself. You just want to take care of yourself. You really are not into this sharing your truest self, being your truest self right now, letting everybody know what's up with you. You've been wounded in a very deep way. In fact, you are rageful. And you want to release this rage. Thank God Saturn is in the South Node. In your 12th house of Capricorn, because 12th house is about losses. And this partial solar eclipse, look at the sun here with this full moon card, this partial solar eclipse, which will be eclipsed by the moon, by the way, not completely, but partially, you're going to release that rage. Self-mothering doesn't always indicate rage, but when I see self-doubt opposing self-mothering, there's a very deep conflict here with embracing the shadow in the middle. There's as we're seeing here, a conflict, an internal conflict that you may not have attributed to self-doubt. You may not have attributed to valuing someone else's opinion over yours. Or for some of you, because self-mothering is showing up here in what you desire, it may just be not so much that you value someone else's opinion above yours, but that you're exhausted, you're tired, you've been working very hard as far as you can to share your love and to share yourself. But for whatever reason, it hasn't been fully appreciated, or you haven't fully appreciated. Let's see what's going on, because what's at stake here is that, well, here's the rage card. What's at stake here is that rage will boil over. And let me tell you, I'm not one to believe that that's a bad thing, as long as it doesn't hurt you or hurt others. So how does rage boil over without hurting you or hurting others? Through physical activity. Conscious physical activity, working out, working in the garden, going, sweeping those leaves, shoveling snow, wherever you are in the world, doing something physical, something very practical, cleaning the house, washing the clothes, dusting, dancing to a drum, turning on some music and just dancing crazy, singing in the shower, doing some old stuff that you used to do back in the day that you haven't done in a while, whatever. That is how you release rage without hurting yourself and hurting others. It actually feeds you. It feeds your endorphins. And so that's what's at stake if you do not do the inner work of embracing your shadow. And your shadow needs to be embraced at this time. It deeply needs to be embraced at this particular time so that the rage does not completely boil over. Now, what we have in why you should do the inner work of embracing your shadow is Pele, awakening. Now, awakening from the dream, the twister dream, is a process, because the twister dream was in many ways catalyzed by Dorothy's self-doubt. Okay, she ran away from home. She ran away from the mama, the drama, and the trauma to give herself the time and the space that she needed to heal from it. But then she changed her mind after listening to Professor Marvel on the road and his reading that he gave her. So in some way, again, you have done that. You've either valued someone else's opinion over yours, or you're just so exhausted, or you're just so overwhelmed with the frustration with the situation that you're full of rage, and so your energy is kind of blocked. And it's time to ask yourself, as Glinda does when she approaches Dorothy upon her entrance into Munchkin Land. The Munchkins want to know, are you a good witch or a bad witch? You need to ask yourself, am I using my power, what I know myself to be? That part of myself that I'm deeming wrong, that I'm deeming a flaw, that really is my beauty. That part of me that I'm not owning, that I'm not accepting, is that a part of me that I'm deeming a bad witch, someone that uses my power to hurt myself and or to hurt others? Or am I using that ability, from my assessment, this partial solar eclipse moon, to uplift myself and others? This is the inner work that needs to be done. This is the inner work that needs to be done. You need to answer this question for yourself, Aquarius moon sign people, because you have a lot going on in your third house with Mars and Uranus. And they're sparking stuff off. And so this awareness of who you are and where you are is really going to be the seed taking you to where you want to be this year in 2019. You already have that. Great Mother is saying to embrace it. She's also saying that at this particular time, what you're going to learn from this experience is how to center yourself, what you're going to achieve, what you're going to accomplish, what you're going to get out of all this deep inner work, is that you're going to learn how to sustain emotional and physical balance during these times of changes with people that you may have in the past ignored or allowed yourself to just kind of self-focus, okay, that Uranus and Aries is going to heighten that self-focus, okay, but it's squaring what's happening in your 12th house, which is release. And so you do feel like a part of you is being released, but it's being released to you to acknowledge. It's not something that you're losing, but it's a shadow, that a perspective of what you see as flawed and wrong, that's not worthy of sharing with the world as a good thing to help yourself and to help others, that really is. Okay, this is going to show you that it really, really is. You are doubting that right now, but you're going to find out that it really is. And the angels are assisting you with this process. You have the angel card here in the position of, how and when this is going to happen for you. This is happening for you now. This is the double yang card. You are learning right now, Aries moon sign people, how to live in loving detachment. Living in loving detachment is accepting what is with love. This is a difficult lesson for you to learn, to the degree that when you give of yourself as you do, when you love on people the way you do, and they don't receive it the way that you expect them to receive it, that's very hurtful. Especially to you as a mother, especially to you as a child of a mother that you're wanting to love on, but she's not in a place because she has unhealed issues. She hasn't done the healing work. Great Mother is saying that as you do your inner work in embracing this shadow of this gifting that you have, despite what others may say, despite what others may think, despite, any self-doubt that you have, you will see the beauty in it. You will be able to awaken to the good witch in you. That energy of you that is here to serve yourself and to serve others. This is a process that the angels are helping you with right this moment, right now. As you're watching this, they're helping you with this, and they have been helping you with this for the last 6 months or so. I would say, looking at the moon phases here, your outcome of doing this work is going to be freedom. You're going to be freed. You're going to be emancipated, Aquarius moon sign people, completely from this dilemma. This dilemma of not accepting that part of yourself that now that you're deeming not valuable, that you're right now deeming as something that should be hidden. You probably weren't even thinking about this. And that's why Great Mother speaks, Great Father, the law, the logos, the word is always what we see as the physical manifestation of spirituality in the form of religion and in the form of our ritual. But Great Mother is that energy of that internal ritual, isn't she? She's that energy of that intuition. And you have that intuition in Capricorn, in the sidereal. Okay, and so in the sidereal, your soulful downloads tend to be very practical, very to the point, and that is why Great Mother's speaking this message to you, because you probably haven't paid much attention to your shadow, which now it is time for you to embrace. Thank you so much for watching, for sharing and liking, but above all and most of all, remember, Great Mother loves you, and I do too.
Dark matter, the void, the black hole, Hathor, Isis, Diana, Mami Ishtar, Kali, Mammy, and Mother Mary.